Hi everybody, today we're going to be changing. No, we're not. Hi everybody, today we're going to be. Fuck, I've done it again. What's up, guys? In today's video, I'm going to be showing you how to swap out your standard rear door handle on a Seat Leon Mark II. See, it's all gone horrible and blah, for a nice gloss finish off the Cupra rear door handle. So let's get to it. These are the tools that you're going to need. First off, I've just used a T-handle, but any bit set will do. A T30, just for getting the main of the screws out. Flat blade screwdriver, a magnet of any kind really, just in case you drop anything, and for getting the 2 bolts out of the door seal, because they're a bit of a pain. Some masking tape to mask up the window. Highly recommend getting some of these, some trim tools or trim tool. Really good for getting the main part of the inside of the door off. A mirror you're going to need of any kind, just to do the inner part of the door latch, and obviously your new door handle. Your part number for the door handle, for anyone that's interested, is there, that one. This is the driver's side rear. Passenger side, it's the same number but 05 at the end. So first thing you're going to want to grab is your trusty trim tool, and mine's already off, but basically you can either start from this side or this side and just work it in, and it will just pry it off. It will seem really tight, it should just come off. I mean, I've broken a clip there, but it should go on okay. Second thing you're going to want to do, if I can find the mark, trim tool again, just for your speaker cover. Push it in there. So obviously mine just fell off really easy, but just pop one corner off and the rest just comes off in one piece. Your next will be your door handle inside. It's this part here, full piece. It's a bit of a pain. You can either start from this side in there or from this side. It takes some hella pulling, but once you start, you just want to get a corner out like that, and then you want to stick your hand in behind and just pry it as you pry the bottom out with your other hand. Obviously I'm one-handed, so it's not great looking for the video, but we'll get there. So mine's off already, and it takes quite a lot of strength to pull it off. There's just these rather large clips here. 1, 2, yeah, however many. Just be careful when you do pull it off, because that will be attached in there. Just use your little flat blade just in there, just to pry that off. And then this piece, one-handed is not easy. Get that back in there. So you come to it looking like this. You want to just use your fingers, pull that back, it will slide backwards, the cable will come out of its little sleeve, and that just pulls out, and the whole piece comes off in one, like that. So first thing you want to do is tape up your window. 2 or 3 bits of masking tape should do you, just hold it in place when you take the regulator off. This is hopefully what your door should look like from the inside. I've already made a start on this, that's why some bits are hanging off, but I've just put it back together for the video. Now, this is how hopefully your door should look, unless I'm crap at guides. But next piece is your T-handle. Now your first screw, which would be for the bottom of the regulator, will be down here, and it'll be about yay big. That one sits in there. The second one is on the regulator itself. That one there, you're going to want to take that one out. Obviously make sure that your glass is taped up. That's that one. Now, the ones actually holding the door card on, you've got one there, obviously mine are removed already, one there in the handle, next one's down behind the speaker, and obviously one for your regulator. Now, the reason for taping the glass up is because when you take the door card off, if you want to skip forward a couple of seconds for when I get the door card off, you'll see why, because you have to lift the door card up and off. You can't just pull it off. It's got like, well yeah, you'll see what I mean if you skip forward a few seconds. Next step is to take the regulator off the glass. Now you're going to want your T30 again, and it's these two screws here. Just want to undo those, not out, just loose, so that they release the glass, so not all the way out. Turn your ignition on. And if you loosened it off enough, there, just drops, leave the glass in place. Once your ignition is off and your regulator is loose, you can then proceed to take the door card off. I'm going to put you down for this one, because it takes two hands. What you want to do, grab the handle and the bottom, pull up in one motion, and then away from the door, and then just grab your regulator so it's not up and out. And that's about as far off as you need it. You don't need to take it completely off, just so it's out the way. So it should look something like that. And these are the clips I was going to show you. So you see, you just have to go up and off rather than straight out, so you don't smash any of them. So your next step is detaching your door cable from your latch, which is inside there. I'll grab the mirror to show you if I can. Hopefully you can see this. There. Right, what I've done here, I've taken the other side door handle and I've just taken the clip off the inside, just to make it easy for you to see, because this part you do have to do blind. This is what it looks like attached. This clip separates. You have to be very careful, because this black piece isn't actually attached. It will just fly off and fly down the bottom of your door and you've had it. So best thing to do, if you can see that, you just separate it, comes apart like that. Try and, if you can, take that off just to keep hold of it, to save it going down the bottom of the door, and that will detach. That should stay on. Yellow piece should stay on the latch. It will spin and come off like that, but if you keep it that way, it saves it from dropping. So that will be loose. This piece, nice and simple, it's just clipped on. You just get your finger at the top like that and just pull off, and it will just unclip and the whole cable will just flop about like that. Once your cable is loose, your next part, you're going to see is one of these screws just there. You're going to want to take that one out with your T30. Your next two screws, you just want to pop these two off, nice and easy. And there's one in there normally. Now the next stage, there are two screws, one roughly about here, one roughly about here, inside the door seal. The next part, you're going to want to drop the glass. It's fine, you don't have to put anything in the door, it can just rest down there. I'll put you guys down quick, and I'll do that now. I would jump cut, but it's not too bad to do. So just take off your masking tape, keep hold of your glass on the other side. The glass will come down nice and steady. Just make sure you don't just drop it into the bottom of the door. That's about as low as you need, back to where it normally sits with the regulator on. About there, it will just rest on the liner, so it's no need it's in there. So this is the tricky part of the whole process. Door seal, what you want to do, if I come the other side actually it'll be easier to show you. You just want to peel this back with your fingers like that. Do it about so far at the top as well, and this should get your fingers behind, he says. Cool, you bugger. Maybe do that bit as well on the front. There we are. It's a bit of a fight, but it's off. Don't worry too much about pulling this over too much. It's got a very, very good membrane in here, so it will just go back in once you're done with it. You can see there's a screw there that normally would live, and this one is the one just, I don't know if you can see that, it's trying to pull this back so you can see. Right there in the bottom, just a screw hole there for that one. Best thing I would do, if I just show you to demonstrate, get your T-handle, might not be able to do it one-handed, but basically pull that back with your left hand and just try and jam this in down the bottom there, just to get into your screw. Getting it off is easier, putting it back on, that's where you need the magnet really. So once that's off, next thing is your outer seal. It'll be clipped on like that when you come to it. Just pull off that side, just little pops like that. Pull off this side. Just be very careful when you lift this up. It might be a bit tight. Just come up slowly. Again, don't worry too much if you bend it. It's got a very good membrane. There we are. Now, once you've got that screw out there, that one out there, those two, and the one inside the door, and obviously your cable's loose, should be pretty much ready to take the handle out. It's a little bit tight, just make sure this is out of the way. Just want to grab it from the top. It should just work its way out because it's got a little locating peg at the back, and basically just pull out towards you and just give it a little jiggle left and right. Bit of a helping hand. And there we go, just slots out like that. And there we are. For putting it back on, it is pretty much the same process. The hardest part is getting this bolt back into the bottom on the inside of the door seal. Where are we? That's this one here. It's a bit of a pain. The best thing that I would do, so if you grab your T-handle, grab some blue roll, if you've got some, or some tissue or paper, anything like that. Take out some blue roll, fold it into 2 or 3 layers like that, put your T-handle into it, and on the other side, come on Lewis, you can do it. Just do it maybe 2 layers. Put your T-handle in one side, like that. Put your screw in that side. Tear off your excess, and then you're on to a winner. That'd be funny if that dropped then, wouldn't it? So yeah, putting it back together, it's pretty much the same process as taking it apart. The hardest part is that screw. Make sure your seals, maybe put a bit of grease, maybe a bit of clear grease on your seals, just so when you're putting it back in, so there we are. There's the finished article. Probably took a couple of hours, I would think. I know the first time I did it the other side, it took a good probably 2.5 to 3 hours just figuring out what I needed to do really. So, but not such a bad job once you get it's the 2 screws in the door seal really that are the pain. So there we are. Thanks ever so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.